You guys see that smile on my face? You guys see that smile? It's because we're seeing another green day, at least right now, for the stock market. Beautiful. Look at that. The momentum is continuing from yesterday. The Qs are up almost 0.8%. The S&P is currently up over 0.5%. The Russell is up over 1%, and the Dow's up, let's see, just over 0.5%, as the VIX is tumbling down about 7%, and it looks like here, guys, we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. At least the market is pricing that in slowly here. And well, we have a lot to break down, from charts to stocks to what I'm looking to do. And guys, I want to go over a couple of stocks in this video that have gotten hit because of the price of oil spiking dramatically, right? And I think these drops in these stocks might be a little too much, right? So I think there could be some opportunities here that I want to cover today. But first, come on, hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon for my portfolio updates, which I actually just posted this week's update earlier this morning. And there's a private Discord, guys. Check it out, link down below. And now, cheers again. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always, and let's get into it. So the Qs are up almost 0.8%. SPY's up roughly the same. The small cap index, the Russell, is up over 1%. So we are rocking and rolling today, guys. And you can see on the 5-day, 5-minute on the Qs, this cup and handle that we didn't necessarily call out because it formed this morning, right? But this cup and handle that you're seeing is playing out, right? You're noticing it on the 5-day, 5-minute on the Qs. We're taking out the highs from yesterday being about 603, 604, and from Friday. That is such a big spot here for the bulls. Again, the cup and handle's playing out. We're taking out those highs, and not only are we taking them out, but we actually pulled back, retested that 603, 604 on the Qs, and now we're bouncing right off of it, guys. We're bouncing right off of it. So clearly momentum's been building up all pre-market into open. We got the drawdown, healthy pullback, and boom, buyers jumped all over it. And again, right at the spot you wanted to see buyers come in, 603, 604. Now we're back over 605. So this looks bullish in the very short term. And now, are we fully breaking out? No, we're not fully out of the woods yet, but we're seeing initial signs. And the fact that, the Qs held 590, 600, now we're pushing 605. We're right by this trend line. We're testing it. This is a major spot. And I think ultimately, man, the closer we get to the light at the end of the tunnel in the Middle East, which today, I think, or this week is the third week over there, right? With the conflict, I think the closer we get to this wrapping up, and it seems like the market is starting to price that in slowly as the weeks go on. I think the closer we get, the higher likelihood we get this breakout. And Qs, SPY, we're starting to see that priced in a little bit, in my opinion. And SPY, you can see right here, if I pull the 20-day up, or maybe the 10-day, 30-minute chart, you guys can see we're taking out the highs from yesterday, just like the Qs, from Friday, from Thursday, we're slowly breaking through. So I like that. But again, we're not fully out of the woods yet, so keep that in mind. And for SPY to really break out, it's got to take out 680 to 685, like I've been saying. And QQQ needs to break out of 610, I would say. 615 would really be the breakout spot, but baby steps, guys. So let me go over now a couple of stocks that I'm looking at. We got news that Carvana is doing a 5-for-1 stock split, which you guys know Carvana was one of those names that went from literally $1, $2, $3 a share all the way to $400, $500. I mean, it was one of those stocks that went nuclear, literally. I mean, if you bought anywhere near, under $10, heck, at $20, $30, $40, $50, you would have made generational wealth pretty much, right? Depending on how much money you put in and if you held it till today, right? Or even if you sold it at $100, $200, buying in the single digits would have made you so much freaking money, right? It's one of those stocks that went bananas out of the 2022 bear market that we had. It it was one of those, man. And looking back on it, holy smokes. I don't know if it's the best performing, bigger, more known stock, but it's got to be up there over the last 3-4 years. My goodness, from $3 a share to $500. I mean, I can't even say that without laughing. That's 21,000%. Yeah, insane. And now it's seen a bit of a pullback over the last couple of months. It's down from 486 down to about 315. It's down 35%. So a big drop in Carvana, not just a pullback, not even just a bear market. This is a deep bear market, and the chart actually looks pretty good still. So I don't think it's dead in the water. I don't think it's completely toast, right? But, I think it's going to take some time for it to reverse. But for now, it's a healthy pullback. And we got that split news, which I feel like will keep the stock above the 280, 300 support that we held over the last couple of weeks and back in November. So honestly, man, I like this one for potentially a swing trade. Once it kind of, the dust is settling already, but once we kind of confirm the pop, maybe the breakthrough, let's say at least 340, 350, that could be a spot where, all right, now we're confirming the breakout, the uptrend, the continuation, and that would be the signal for me maybe to go long here. But I'm being patient, right? Watching it, seeing how the stock digests this split news, 5-for-1 split, which I don't know exactly when they're going to go for, or when the split will actually happen. It looks like here they actually approved it a couple days ago, so maybe I'm a little late on this news, but yeah, they announced it. Either way, man, it's one that I'm watching on these charts. It's looking good, and I've been keeping an eye on it regardless, before that split news, as we just got, again, a massive drop in the stock. So keep your eyes on it. CVNA is the ticker. Forgot there for a second what the ticker was. So Carvana is interesting. And like I said before, there are a lot of stocks right now I'm watching that are getting hit because of the price of oil going up, which makes sense. A lot of these companies, when the price of oil goes up, the cost of business goes up. Duh. It makes sense. So these cruise lines I'm watching very closely. I think Carnival actually has earnings this week. They're on Friday, I believe, or the 19th, which is Thursday. So I feel like Carnival just reported earnings, literally. How are their earnings again? I mean, this is nuts. But yeah, they're on Thursday in the morning. And look, CCL, Carnival Cruise Line, cruise ships, hello, they need oil. They need gas. They need the fuel to travel, right? To, go on all these crazy trips. So it makes sense why cruise lines are down in price. It makes sense. We can see CCL, ever since the start of this Middle East conflict, it is down, from $30 a share, $32 a share, now to $25. It actually got down to $23.50. So in my eyes, this is... It's a panic sell, and yes, the rise in the price of oil will impact CCL, but will it impact it this much to cause the stock to go down 20-30%? Should it cause the stock to go down that much? I don't necessarily think so. I don't think the rise in the price of oil is going to materially impact the business that much. And I guess we'll find out. On Thursday morning during that earnings call. Guys, I'm telling you, if we get some, good sentiment out of that call regarding operations, this and that, right? We'll see how it goes. But this stock could easily rebound massively. I've seen it happen time and time again with these cruise lines. Recently, when they reported earnings, the stock was beaten up. at 24, 25 a share, kind of where we are now. Granted, oil was much lower back then, but we saw the stock oversold into that earnings report last time, and it went up to all the way up to $32 in the 2 days after earnings. So we saw a huge rip. And again, it's not guaranteed that will happen again here, but I'm watching it. I like it. CCL. And overall, man, I think once things in the Middle East die down, oil comes back to a respectable 60, 70 a barrel, maybe lower than that. The price in CCL is going to just recover like crazy, and it's probably going to do it. The stock's going to recover. It's a forward-looking vehicle before we get the drop in the price of oil. Once we see, again, once the stock gets kind of an idea, okay, the Strait of Hormuz, we're seeing all these ships go through now. You know, it's things are getting better. Once the market realizes that, yeah, CCL is going to rip like that before we even get the reaction to the downside in the price of oil. But yeah, CCL, another one's RCL, all these, right? The same thing applies to all these. Royal Caribbean, $285 a share right now. The chart looks interesting. It's down from $350 just a month ago. So I think these could be nice recovery plays. NCLH is another one, Norwegian Cruise Lines. This one had earnings, or maybe this is the one that I thought, I knew one of these had earnings. It wasn't CCL. It was NCLH that just had earnings. The stock dumped. And I think it could be a recovery play as well. But I'm really looking at CCL. That's the main one because they have earnings this week. But then again, to play devil's advocate, right? If they come out and they're like, guys, the rise in the price of oil is hurting us big time in the short term. If management says that, or, they might say that, but if they say it's going to last longer or anything like that, that could cause CCL to go down, to play devil's advocate. But either way, man, I think these cruise line stocks are worth watching. Amazon, same thing, which I talk about Amazon a lot. This one, for obvious reasons, relies on the price of oil as well. Not for the entire business, obviously, but, on the, the retail e-commerce side, shipping all the logistics, shipping all the products across the world to everybody's houses, right? Place of business. This costs money, and it goes up. The cost of this service goes up when oil goes up. So Amazon might be hitting or facing some short-term headwind because of this. But ultimately, I think it's an opportunity to buy. And if it goes lower, $200, under $200 especially, I'll be an even bigger buyer of Amazon. And Qualcomm is one that I haven't talked about in a while. But we got news that they actually raised their dividend by 3.5%. And they added $20 billion to their share buyback program, which is always good to see, especially when a stock's down as much as Qualcomm is. Qualcomm's down from $200, $205 actually, to now $130. So we're down from highs 37% over the last 150 days. Not good at all for Qualcomm, but the 3-year chart, or no, the max chart probably is the time frame I was looking at. Doesn't look that bad. But then again, Qualcomm's at the same price it was at back in 2020. Not ideal. But I guess a comforting sign, again, is the fact that this chart doesn't look so bad. And maybe we get some buyers to come in this pocket right here around 95 to 120, 130, pretty big pocket, if you ask me, but let's see if those buyers come in. What do you guys think? So with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Patreon for my portfolio updates. For my private Discord, I actually just posted an portfolio update earlier this morning, and we break the portfolio down every week, and I share with you guys stocks I'm buying in real time, all my trades, investments, how I'm selling options, creating income within that portfolio. Guys, it's all on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in there. Have a great rest of your day.